extensive knowledge of virtualization, you probably wouldn't be watching this series. But simply having an understanding that virtualization involves a hypervisor and that there are virtual machines that sit on top of that hypervisor, and they're all sort of atomic and they're all isolated from each other. Just that basic knowledge of what virtualization is important, because I'm going to just jump right into how to use vSphere right around nugget number 3. Same thing with networking storage, basic knowledge of how to configure networking. There's a couple of advanced networking things you're going to need to know. Many of the, same thing with storage, but many of those you can ask questions of your network admin or your storage admin as it relates. I'll show you what these things are, so don't worry about them if you're not completely familiar. The hardest part, honestly, when it comes to networking storage is if you're the type of admin that has been working exclusively with direct attached storage and where a network person hands you a cable and that you just IP a server. When you get to virtualization, the whole networking and storage conversation gets a little bit more complicated because you're creating an infrastructure. And it's in many ways the same kind of infrastructure that the network admins and storage admins have kind of been providing for you for a long period of time. So at the conclusion of this, I think you're going to understand vSphere and you're going to understand virtualization better, but you're probably also going to understand virtualization a little better too, or excuse me, networking a little better too. Same thing with storage. And so there's benefits here to taking this, to learning here, because you're going to learn quite a few topics, I think, over these next 20 videos. You should also have a familiarity with the VMware Workstation product. Okay, so the entire infrastructure that I'm building here and going to be working with you on is based off of VMware Workstation. So the term that you would Google on is called nested virtualization. In nested virtualization, what it really means is that I have a hypervisor, which in our case is VMware Workstation, that's sitting on top of my Windows computer that I'm looking at right here. So VMware Workstation provides a hypervisor, and then the virtual machine that we create is ESXi. And inside ESXi, once we've created that, we'll put more virtual machines. So we're nesting. It's like the Russian dolls that they keep going in and they keep getting smaller and smaller. This nested virtualization is, I am purposely doing it in this way because not a lot of people have access to a server with which to install ESXi directly onto. But you can install it inside a workstation. A workstation, you can download a free demo or a free eval version, or you can buy it. It's not that expensive. It's completely worth the money spent on it. So be familiar with it. Spend a minute or two just playing around with creating a VM or two, because that will assist you with what we're doing when we're creating this nested virtualization thing. And then most importantly, too, is a desire to learn. I say this during all of my training, is this is going to be a lot of fun. And I highly recommend that you